Boom! Welcome back to Johnny Custom Glock's Front Sight Press. We're all here, baby. Right? So, share. Right? So,
good. Oh, sorry. Hey, it's yours.
All right. So, like, share, comment that you shared because I got a whole box of these from the man. All right. Now, make sure if for some friggin' reason you haven't gone to Musings with MGL and subscribed on YouTube, for the love of God, please go over there and do it.
How many do you have, Jeff?
What are you at now?
I don't know.
Ooh, 23.
Yeah.
Been at
All
that.
right. I think it's
For a while now.
fake email time. Fake email time.
No fake emails. We only want legitimate subscribers.
Exactly.
Yeah, legitimate.
Exactly.
Legitimately fake emails. So anyways, all right, make sure you go over there, check it out, okay? Before we go any further, want to thank our sponsors. So our king sponsor, Johnny Custom Glocks, because life is way too short to have a Glock trigger that sucks. And he's got the new Mac Daddiness 4311, like supposed to be as close as you can get to a 1911 trigger.
Ooh.
Right? On with a shitty ass Glock trigger. So what I'll do is I'll get over there and I'll have him throw one in my 43X and we'll see what the deal is with that. But I'm very excited to try this thing out. All right, if you're not following him on Insta, YouTube, and you got a G-Lock, you're missing out on knowledge that you should be getting. So, man, it looks like I'm like a monk or something, like with a halo or.
Yeah, stand right there. Keep your head right there.
So, anyways,
We know that's not true.
hey, you over there. Hey. So, it's close to having a halo. So, go check them out, all right? And let's not forget, Sean Hilton, smokeshow3d.com. All right, get yourself 10% off. Like, if you're tired of waiting around to win one of these, all right, just go get one. All right, they're awesome. Like I said, I get whatever, as many as I can get from him, and I just have them. I need another one because I don't have one in my truck.
Oh, yeah.
I get one in my truck.
Put one everywhere.
All right, so
Just
go
take
check
mine since you haven't given it to me yet.
Oh,
here we go.
Well, you got to come and see him.
Yeah.
You got to pick it up.
He's going to say, well, I listened to that
He's not
class.
going to mail it. It's too expensive to mail.
Plus, I got to mail a bunch of them out. I gotta get
Sean Hilton can mail them. I know that personally.
They come in a box with Mad Dog McGowan on the label.
Awesome.
So, all right. Everybody get their beverage of choice. We're going to do the toast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Going with the St. Patty's Day toast.
Mm-hmm.
All right. With St. Patty's Day coming up.
That's right. Sunday, right? Sunday, I think, yeah.
Yep. You going out? It's like,
I don't know what we're going to do because we're talking about, because the fair's in town. So we're talking about maybe going to the fair, talking about maybe doing a street party or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I'm getting some corned beef and cabbage this year. I don't think I got any last year. I know that Muffy's Church they got the corned beef and cabbage going.
Nice.
Well, Father Joseph.
Yeah.
He ain't missing out on anything. But all right, let's do the toast and get on with what's going on.
Yeah.
Put the spectacles on. This is a 2-page toast.
Holy
All right.
Nah.
No, it's just separated in the middle.
Ran out of room.
All right. May the winds of fortune sail you. May you sail a gentle sea. May it always be the other guy who says this drink's on me.
Aha, yeah.
And I'm just warning you, our dinner's going to be delivered soon because didn't get here before the show and I ain't missing out on it. Since I can't have cards, but tonight I can. Because you know what today is, right? I guess
Thursday.
Should I go when I talk to Jeff?
Yeah.
It's Pie Day.
3.14.
Yeah, 3.14. Yeah.
So we had to have pizza
So
pie.
you're having a pie?
Yep.
Oh, pizza pie. That makes
Nezzy's
sense.
on.
Yep.
Mark Schaefer. Maria's on.
We had a good group.
Lana.
Good group going.
Austin.
Just saw Austin and Gene had a lesson with them.
How they do?
Starting, well, Austin.
They're
was
rocking
awesome.
it, right?
Yeah. Like Gene's like, I don't want to shoot that close. Can we push it on back? I'm like, yeah, you're shooting in the same hole. And
Yeah,
see what you
yeah.
did. And Austin did a precision lesson. So working the basics, which I think we should go over.
Mhm.
All right. But what do you got plans for this weekend, Jeff? You guys doing anything on Sunday?
Corey's in the hospital right now.
Corey is?
Yeah, Corey is in the hospital. I'm sorry.
Sorry to hear that, Corey. You okay?
Ooh.
Oh, sorry to hear that, brother. Let me know if you need anything, all right?
Steve Forrest is in.
You know who that is?
No.
I went to school with Steve.
Well, you have so many good friends from your younger days.
It is like we were all together even when we're apart.
Geneva's on. Hey, honey.
Steve's a very good friend of mine.
Maria says, Sean's not on, so we have a chance to
Every
win
guy's got a
tonight.
chance to win. You got a chance to win. Sean's not on yet.
All that stuff. It's from last week and the weeks before when we didn't have shows. Like, he's probably got a million of them banked in there. So it's not like if he's not here, he doesn't win.
Reed's
Well,
on.
Reed.
Hey.
So
We did a show last week, so we had a lot of people watch. A lot of people liked the show. We didn't give out anything last week. We didn't do the wheel because it was me and Skinny, so we didn't have all the mechanisms set up. So we did a show, but all the likes and subscribes from last week with shares count towards this week. So there you go. So he's still gonna be in whether he's here or not.
there you go. So I'll tell you what we do on St. Patty's Day. So Gabriel's and I's and my birthday are at the end of the March, right? So what Mafi does, this is the third year running, we go to the Red Sox. We go to Fenway South for St. Patty's Day. So we get tickets, right? And we're very, like, the first year we sat up top of the Monster. Have you ever been down there, Jeff?
No, because I hate the Red Sox.
Oh.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
Well, we're
Right.
Rays fans, so the Red Sox and the Yankees are not on our list of favorite teams. So
But the field is the same size and shape as Fenway, right? It's just that
Right.
it doesn't have as many stands.
Oh,
Sure.
I like Fenway.
Yep, you've been to Fenway.
I have. I was in the special room.
And it's called the
The
luxury
I was
box.
gonna say, I'm like, I don't want to know what that is.
It was
Freaking-
amazing.
We're sitting there, like me, Mafi, and Gabriel are like, and we had pretty good seats, but then they're like, "Hey, can you see us?" And they're like, "I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me." We got a buffet and it's got lobster rolls. I'm like, I'm eating like a $14 cheeseburger, right? That is, I don't know if it's one step up or one step down from cardboard with cheese on it. You know what I mean?
Oh, it was
I'm like, steal me a couple lobster rolls and just walk out and I'll come meet you.
It was so cool. I got there and I was by myself. I had to find the booth. I had no idea what I was doing or where I was going. So I had my ticket and I go up into the stand thinking I was in the right place, just sitting in the bleachers. And I'm looking around and I see this guy behind me. I said, "Where's all the food? What food?" So I said, "Oh, okay." I thought there was going to be food. And so then an usher came by and I said, "Sir, am I in the right place? What's going on?" I showed him my ticket. He said, "Oh, ma'am, you're in the wrong place. Follow me." Oh my gosh, different.
They got their own bathroom, they got their own bartender, shit like that.
was amazing. What a great time.
So we sat when we went first time went for St. Patrick's Day. We sat on top of the monster down there, right? So they have it's standing room only, but they have like the first row. They have a row right up against the wall, and those are ticketed seats, right? So we sat there, and that was awesome. I mean, you literally like here's the ad, look straight down, you know. But then last year we went, and I had it's like the best seat in the whole stadium. It's right down first base line, and as the wall starts to cut, I'm sitting right there, facing home. Like everybody else was at an angle, except for me. I'm just like, this is really nice, like this. But this year, she went, and we have front row seats inside the monster. So halfway up, it's cut out. And it's like, hey, that's a big party spot. And we're front row on that. So I'm very excited about Sunday. But then we have to get home so I can get some corned beef.
Yeah.
They won't have any corned beef and hash at the stadium for St. Patty's Day?
They probably will for about, nominal fee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say you think they'd do something for it, but you never know. It's only spring break or spring training.
It's the busiest game of spring training, and this year,
Yeah, I'm sure. What
they're
happens
playing
to
the
be on
Yankees.
St. Patty's Day? Right.
So it's Red Sox Yankees on St. Patty's Day. So I'm all jacked up about that.
Yeah.
Maria says, I'm also watching on, where did she go? All right. On YouTube, definitely a different experience with the comment section. Would it help, Jeff, if we like the video on YouTube? I'm already subscribed.
Yes, it would. Thank you very much.
Good deal.
Yeah,
All right,
likes
so-
and comments and even comments on YouTube help the algorithm. So
Cool.
Yeah, I guess
even if
what
it's
we
just
should do is
hey,
actually
great
get
show
off.
or whatever, you don't have to ask
Go
questions.
on
But
YouTube and put great show or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so
Like
you
some
just put
handsome-
any sort of comment on there.
I've been watching Edelman. You know who Edelman is?
No, I
All
don't
right, so
know who
Edelman
anybody is.
played wide receiver for the Patriots.
I was
When
gonna say
Brady was there.
that's what I was wondering about. You talk about the Patriot guy, yeah.
He's got a show. It's called I don't know, Players and Names or something like that. I can't remember what it's called. It's friggin' hilarious. Talking about stuff. Talking about when he played with Randy Moss, he was a rookie, and Randy Moss used to call him Edelnut. Edelnut, get my jacuzzi ready. About 102, 103, and get my Gatorade. So listen to him talk. Talks about first time he saw Brady.
Yeah.
This was on what's his name's podcast? The who's the guy doing Taylor Swift? Kelsey.
Oh, yeah.
The Kelsey brothers. They had him on. I was like, what was the first time you walked in the locker room, saw Tom Brady? Said, well, I'm walking in, I got my big binder, right? Because they used to have the binders instead of having it all digital. Right? So the big playbook, and he's walking in, and he says, and Tom Brady went by, and he was like, ooh, he's tall and handsome.
The Kelsey just retired.
Yeah, I don't know why, man. He's still at the top of his freaking game.
Yeah. It's very emotional.
Yep.
Even, well,
He's good. You hear the one Kelsey was talking about. They're at the Super Bowl, one of the first Super Bowls. They got all famous people coming in, giving them speeches, and they had Coach. I can't remember what his name was. And he was giving a speech talking about toughness, and he goes, "Kelsey, stand up." Right. So those guys stands up. He goes, "If I had a guy like his brother's tough."
oh,
He's like, and that's what it's like to have him as my brother.
oh, dinner.
Look at this professional
Oh,
waiter guy.
thank you,
Please don't smell my
sweetheart.
pizza.
Thank you.
All right.
If anyone spills your pizza, it's Percy.
There you go. Hey, can you bring us up some
Official
paper
pie
towels?
day. 3 point
Pie.
something.
What's happening?
Four. Where'd you go?
I hit the mouse and something came up. Still up. We'll just go like this. Here we go.
There you are.
Look at Percy up here because he knows he's going to get a pizza bone.
Oh,
plus his trap.
Percy.
All right. So what do you want to talk about today, Jeff? Give him the rundown.
I don't know. What do you want? What do you want to talk about?
He's been gone for.
Man, I've been on here for like 3 weeks. So what's there to talk about? What's going on? What's new in the training world?
Um,
I tried to see if
The new
Sydney wanted
building's
to come
coming
on. We
along.
talked last week about the conviction on the one lady.
which
South
lady?
Carolina and Louisiana became constitutional carry, so that's 2 more constitutional gates. There were a bunch of Democrats in the Florida legislature that tried to pass laws making it required, restricting the way you can carry your firearms in your car and making it required that they be in a lockbox at all time. All kinds of draconian stuff about leaving guns in vehicles because of vehicle gun thefts.
Pieces of shit.
Yeah, it didn't get anywhere. It didn't even get out of committee. It died like right across the board. But they're still trying. They actually passed a similar law in Washington State. Go figure. It basically says that you can't, if you have a firearm in your car at all times in your car, even when you're in it driving, at all times in your car, it has to be in a lockbox or in the trunk.
One of my nephews called me today and said, like, words an uncle wants to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use you as a reference, my concealed weapons license? Like, making me proud. That's my boy, right? And then Moppy, like, we're in the opera, right? So we're watching Carmen, right? There's one scene where they're up in the mountains, and, they're holding some guy, some woman comes in and trying to see the guy, whatever, and they find her and they're holding her like prisoner or whatever. And the guy's got the musket, right? And all of a sudden, Moppy leans over. I lean in. She's like, he's muzzle sweeping everybody. Like, these operas are so emotional. And then she sent me something today for the show. Did you see the video from I think it's Toronto about the key fob thing?
Mm-mm.
Right?
Anybody see that?
Mm-mm.
No.
See, I should have. The chief of police of Toronto is telling people to leave their key fobs hanging like next to the door, so that when people break in,
Oh man.
because they're only breaking in to get your key fob, right? That's all they want, right? So there's no sense making them come all the way into your house because they're carrying guns and they're loaded. And since nobody in Canada has a gun anymore, it's kind of not fair. So he wants you to make it easier for the people breaking into your house. And I'm like, there's some communist bullshit.
So glad I live in Florida.
Fucking incredible.
No. Oh, sweet. Yeah, if you like the YouTube stream or comment over there, we'll give you extra slots. So,
Get extra on the wheel.
yeah, if they comment in there, give them extra slots for comments too. It all helps the algorithm.
There we go.
So here you go. There are better ways. Toronto police issue statement after officer tells residents to leave car keys near front door amid home invasion. So look, they're walking it back, man. They're walking it back. So a bit of unconventional advice given to residents by an officer at an Etobicoke town hall last month has prompted the Toronto police to clarify its position on theft prevention. At the community meeting held on February 27th, Constable Marco Ricciardi advised attendees to leave the keys to their vehicles near their front doors in Faraday pouches as a way to deter break-ins motivated by car theft. Quote, to prevent the possibility of being attacked in your home, leave your fobs at your front door, he said during the meeting, because they're breaking into your home to steal your car. They don't want anything else. While the advice is in line with recent initiatives rolled out in the Toronto area, such as York Region's Operation Auto Guard, which saw police hand out thousands of Faraday pouches to residents, some felt it would make stealing vehicles an easier task for thieves. More than 2 weeks later, the service took to social media to address the officer's comments. Quote, an officer at a recent community meeting suggested that people leave the keys to their vehicle in a Faraday bag by the front door, the statement read. While well-meaning, there are better ways to prevent auto theft motivated home invasions. Learn more, and they send you to their link on how to do it. When reached for comment, spokesperson said the remarks were made in response to the increasing number of violent home invasions related to vehicle thefts. Police are concerned about the escalation of violence, whether it be home invasions or carjackings, and have always advised the public to prioritize their safety over their vehicles. So there you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Jeez.
There are better ways, but Canada doesn't allow you to exercise any of those better ways because you can't have guns. There's certainly better ways to stop home invasion robberies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the locks on my doors are to protect you, not me.
Maria has a question for you guys. I'm considering competing in GSSF in Washington State. Gun laws seem to be very restrictive. How do I bring my guns, ammo, and equipment to a very restricted state like that in order to compete?
Well, first you got to find out what the law is. So, get them. All right. Most likely 10-round magazines. So that would be a call, Georgia. Call the GSSF and find out what's up with that. They'll let you know how everybody does it.
Yeah, I mean, like any other time you travel with a firearm, you're allowed to take them on airlines. You just got to follow the airline rules and the TSA rules about that. It's got to be in the right lockbox, et cetera, et cetera. So just find out what the standard airline rules are, and then anytime you go to a state, you need to know what the state laws are for transporting firearms. Every state has them. You can find the state statute or call, especially if it's a GSF event. I'm sure they're going to have information. Usually you can go NRA.com, concealcarry.com. Like there's all kinds of places that give you interactive maps, and you can click on the map and it will bring up the important laws for the state that you're traveling to and tell you what you can carry and what you can't carry in there. So just everybody should always do the research before they travel along those lines. So certainly if it's an event, I would imagine, you could call them and they'll give you all the details on it. But
she also says
make
that
sure you follow the laws.
Doesn't reciprocate with the CCW law licenses in Florida. So
hell no.
You better do some research.
Yeah, no, none of those states. You're not going to be able to conceal carry for sure. None of those states are going to have any sort of reciprocity. Most of them don't even have concealed carry laws because they're crazy states. So, but it's more about transporting your items to the event. I assume the event's obviously going to be at a range. They're going to have laws that allow for events at ranges, and so you just need to figure out what the carry laws are, the transport laws. I guess I should say not carry, but the transport laws are when transporting those. I would imagine, like most states, as long as it's unloaded in a lockbox and a trunk, they're going to have specific rules about that. It's not necessarily going to be completely illegal to transport it from one place to another, but you never know. There's some crazy states out there. So, yeah, I like Mike's advice. Call GSSF if it's an event. Ask them how to do it. But then anybody who can generally navigate a Google search, there's plenty of sites and information out there that you'll be able to figure it out on your own. I mean, worst case scenario, you can always try and hire or not hire, but see you can find a gun lawyer in the state that you're going to and call them. Sometimes they'll charge you, but they can at least answer a bunch of your questions.
John Darley's on.
Hey.
Well, so when you guys, for example, you got the one coming up in you got the one coming up in Boston in July that I do plan on going to. Speaking of Red Sox tickets, we're going to stay like extra days because we've never been to Boston and check out the city, and we're trying to get Red Sox tickets. I think they're playing Minnesota or something that week. So we might be actually going to the real Fenway, and I'd be going there just to go there, and maybe I'll wear my Rays shirt or something, see how it goes. That being said, so because Massachusetts how do you get them there? Do you guys drive? Do you fly when you go to this thing? How do you
taking them to Massachusetts? I'll tell you that.
Nope.
Communist
So what do You have them all,
Flying,
or you just have a bunch up there? I mean, you don't have to tell me if it's a secret. I'm just trying to figure out like how do people mostly go to these events if
we
they're in
fly
different
into
states?
Manchester or Portsmouth. Like, because from Amesbury, it's potato, right? Where you fly into. If you fly into Portsmouth, you're probably flying Spirit or something like that. It's a tiny airport. You're in, you're out. Manchester is like twice as big as Portsmouth. No, it's not much bigger. It's another small airport. It's just a lot easier. Boston's you fly into Logan, it's gonna be cheaper, right? But you fly in to the other places, and we keep all the guns in New Hampshire. So, like the Kemps usually stay in Amesbury in Mass, and we just keep their guns at my mother's house. So right across the border and stuff like that.
So your mom's not in Boston. She's in state.
My mother was like, I remember she was trying to get me to move home. She's like, why don't you just move home? Like, 'cause I don't want to live in that state because I hate the friggin' laws, right? And she's like, oh, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Like, the next year, she moved out of state, okay? And 3 miles further away from my sister who lives in Amesbury. She moved to another state. And it was only 3 miles further away. You know what I mean? Like, she basically just went over the line and said, find the closest house we can get, and we'll move there. So, we're in, we're out. We spent a lot of time at the, what's it called? The State Line store.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right? Because we're driving past it both ways. Get some great food there and stuff like that. It's just, we have a lot of fun. We do a lot of stuff. You guys come up, we'll see how we have to plan it because it's all different this year. Usually we're up there for the golf tournament and stuff like that. And I got my 2 Asian guys that want to go up and golf in a tournament with me. Right? They just got to make sure they don't have like a pro tour tournament that weekend. So they're like, yeah, we'll go as long as we don't have a match someplace or a tournament or whatever.
I'll be the booze girl.
There you go.
Yeah, I think we're flying into Logan.
All right, then we're taking your guns.
Right.
So
I figured I'd have to get with you and figure out whatever the plan's going to be because we're turning into kind of like a New England style vacation. Like my cousins want to go as well, so they're going to fly in. We're going to fly in before the thing, do the shoot and the tournaments and stuff with you guys. They're going to hang out around the city a little bit, and then we're going to like New England, Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, and just kind of check out New England for like a week and then come back to Florida. So we'll talk before then.
Yeah, get with me before you start booking hotels in Boston.
Yeah, we haven't booked a hotel yet because they're ridiculous. Yeah,
Boston to Amesbury is like 45 minutes. You know what I mean? And that's if you don't get stuck in traffic, even though it's close. Like this. It's so small up there that, like, I remember one day we were all up there. We just landed. We got a rental car and we're driving out, and we just get out of the airport. And I see the sign. I just start laughing. And they're like, what are you laughing at? I'm like, it says Kittery, 37 miles. And they're like, why is that so funny? I go, it's 2 fucking states away. Like 37 miles, how far I got to drive to go to work. And I work around a corner.
So Nezzy says,
well, that's kind of what we figured. Like because you could stay in Boston and obviously we would rent a car, and then basically everywhere up there is within like an hour or 2 hour drive. You want to go to New Hampshire for the day, an hour and 20 minutes. You want to go to Maine, it's 45 minutes. Like you can just bounce through back and forth through all those places without even having to go anywhere.
You want to be around us for the weekend.
It's so much fun up there
because we go do things. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then break off and go stay in Boston or whatever. So
Yeah.
do that. What did Nezzy say?
That was kind of the plan. That's
Yeah.
basically what I told everybody. So we'll figure it out. We got some time still. We got 3 months or whatever, so we'll figure it
Right.
out. We
Okay.
wanted to
So-
get the plane tickets now though because they get more expensive the closer we come. So yeah, I may have to give you all my stuff and fly in and then rent a car. We'll figure it out.
All right, go ahead.
All right.
We'll
So
figure it out.
Nessie says,
Just
Hey,
keep talking.
What else?
have you heard about compressor apps being approved in days? Have a guy at the
Yes.
range got approved
Yes.
in, I shit you not, 35 minutes.
Have you heard this?
35 minutes is a record, but they are coming back in a day or 2 days. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, time to do
One
my
of the shops
trust.
has actually been, one of the shops has actually been posting on their Facebook page like actual photographs of the stamp, not the entire stamp, but like the day of the application and the date it came in, and they're coming in like 1 or 2 days. And I was actually at a shop 2 days ago talking to the owner, and he said the same thing. They're coming back in like 24 hours, 48 hours. So yeah, 35 minutes is like,
Wow.
I mean, they still have to mail it to you though. I think I don't know if you could print.
Yeah, but it ain't a year and a half.
Or maybe you can, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Long time.
so but they are definitely, yeah. It's no longer the whole 6 months, 10 months. Nobody seems to know what they did. I don't know if they just finally computerized everything, or if they hired more staff, or what happened. Because the shop owner the other day said he didn't know what changed. Like there wasn't some new law that came out or some new system that got implemented or anything. It's just all of a sudden they just started coming back real quick. So 35 minutes is crazy, but 1 or 2 days is basically what they've been coming back as. Yeah.
How about same thing with SBRs and short barrel shotguns?
I don't know if there's a difference. It's just they're just basically saying tax stamps have been coming back in a day or two. They haven't specified that only. Yeah, they haven't said only suppressor stamps or only short barrel stamps. They're just saying we sent in an application for a stamp and it came back in 24 hours. So yeah,
I got an AK.
There's no difference between suppressors or short barrel.
Cut the barrel off of. I'm gonna.
Yeah, I mean there's no reason for it to take that long because it's 24. You can do everything online like instantaneously. It never made any sense to me why it took 6 months. Even when they switched to the electronic system and allowed you to start submitting forms electronically, it still only cut it down to like maybe 4 months, which still didn't make any sense to me. You submit the form, they run your background check. If it comes back clean, put the stamp in the mail. Like I never understood what the actual holdup was. So other than it's the government, they can't do anything efficiently.
So I just want to say, when I did stuff with the ATF, it was with the goon squad, not any. Like we were doing bad guys, gangs from New York coming down, doing stuff. We were hunting those guys, but nothing else because someone said something to me. That's all I was doing. So, anyways, I want you to fucking shoot people. See ya.
So yeah, so those have been, they've been coming back fast. I don't know what's going on there. All of a sudden, though, what I will say is, all of a sudden, I saw a down dip in like permit denials for concealed carry permits. Like during Nikki Nightmarish, like they were just denying like everything. Like I was getting people hiring me left and right because they kept getting denied, and then all of a sudden she goes out, new guy comes in. Everybody seems to be going smooth, and it hadn't been a problem. Now, all of a sudden, again, in about the last 60 days or so, I don't know what's going on with the Department of Agriculture or what, but all of a sudden, I'm now getting a bunch of denials again. People getting denials of their application. I've had people get suspension letters saying that you can't have your application or you can't have your permit. I had a guy applied for his permit like 2 years ago, got approved, then all of a sudden got a letter like 2 months ago that said, yeah, we never should have given you a permit 2 years ago in the first place. Turn it in.
Wow.
Right. Which is not true, by the way, because I ended up getting all this. They were wrong, but they gave it to him and then told him he couldn't have it and then said, oh, yeah, you're right, he can have it. Why he got flagged all of a sudden after 2 years, like I don't know if they were doing an audit or what was going on, but like it's getting weird over there again all of a sudden. I don't know why. There's no explanation for that either. There's not a new person in there. There's no new law that came into effect. Maybe What I might slightly suspect is they're not getting as many applications because obviously you don't need a permit anymore. So I think a large amount of people aren't submitting permits anymore. So they had only X a number of staff with, this many applications. And so maybe some of them, they just started stamping them all to get caught up. And now that they only have this many applications, their staff are sitting around with nothing to do. So they're just going through old applications or trying to clean out the computer system or something. And now they're just finding weird things. I don't know what's going on, but just keep that in mind. If you do get denied a permit, you can call me because I know how to get around those with the permits and the suspensions and stuff. But I don't know what's going on over there. So the stamps are coming in faster, but all of a sudden the DAG is falling apart again. And FDLE is still doing all these damn pending things. A guy waited 18 months to get his approval, and he was finally approved on a 4473 application because I don't know what they're doing over there either. So who knows?
My denial was actually Pickle. So Pickering, one of my best friends, right? So he gets a letter back, and it says, your license has been denied, or permit has been denied, right? Because we cannot read the signature on the certificate. So he comes in, we do another certificate, he mails it in. It comes back. Your permit is being denied because we cannot read. So he comes in, he comes down. I take a Sharpie, right? Go over my name, my signature, send it in, right? It comes back. Your permit is being denied. So he calls him, right? And the lady says, well, I can't read his signature. It's like, no fucking shit.
All 3 times we sent it in?
Signature.
Right.
So we called on that, and they decided to change.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, like I said, I think that's what's happening. I think they don't have as many applications because I've been talking to other people, and there's people that used to give concealed carry classes that aren't doing them anymore because nobody was signing up because they passed a new law now, so nobody wants classes. I know you still get a lot of people going to them, but there were a lot of people that were fly by night in these classes. You'd see this thing stuck in the Walmart parking lot, concealed carry class, $99 or whatever, because a lot of people were just right. They were fly by night in these classes, and everybody and their mother would get a quick little NRA certification and then teach a concealed carry class in their living room. And you don't see that anymore because nobody's taking the concealed carry classes. So, some people still are, and they should, obviously, but I got to imagine there probably has been a big dip once they changed the law on that. Same thing happened with trust. Back when you had to have a trust to get an NFA item, you didn't have a choice. Us trust lawyers were just freaking handing them out left and right because everybody needed a trust. When they changed the law, they said you don't need a trust now anymore. Nobody gets trust anymore. Now I probably do like 10% of the trust business that I did at the height of it. So I would imagine the same thing's probably going on with carry instructors. I don't know if you guys have seen a dip in it or whatever, but it would make sense.
Yeah, we're still like we don't do the 4-hour lecture anymore. We do a 6.5 hour, 150 round class. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you do like
so
a full
basically
class.
what we're using for our classes are foundational self-defense pistol. Right. So you took that. Right. That's the one you sat in on. Right. So that's what we're doing. So like when everybody else decided they were going to make their class shorter, we made our class harder and longer. You know what I mean?
That's
so us.
But yeah, it's
harder and longer.
Yeah. Well, and right. Obviously, you had the class model where you would do it at Take Aim or whatever, and you have 20 or 30 people show up on a Saturday and they do the class all day. I don't think people can probably fill those anymore. You have a more specialized niche because of what you guys do, but I think your generic class, I got to imagine it's probably been. The people I've been talking to said they're not getting hardly anybody like they used to because nobody needs the permit anymore. And despite how many times me and people like you tell people they should still have the permit, if people don't want to, can get out of paying, $100 or whatever it is and not taking a class, they'll do it.
Yeah. Well, it's here's what it is. It's the same old thing that everybody thinks that they're good. You know what I mean?
Well, they've shotguns their whole lives. They don't need classes.
Right. Like, you hear it. you hear it all the time. It's like, oh, my cousin, his neighbor was a cop. Oh, so you don't need to train then. I thought you were just somebody who didn't know shit about anything. Who was probably going to end up shooting themselves or getting hurt if you get attacked because you think you know everything. But obviously, I didn't know. Your cousin's neighbor was a cop, so you got to be good.
I didn't know. I didn't know you got your first BB gun when you were 9. Good for you.
Yeah. It's people don't understand what they're. First of all, they don't understand what good is. Right? They just don't. They don't understand what good is. All right. So, like I always say about guys suck, and then they just find the guy that sucks the least, and he gets to be king of the shitheads. You know what I mean? So, it's to understand what you actually do and what you're responsible for, and the level of training you need to have to carry a gun for self-defense and stuff like that. People just think, well, I went to the gun show. They talked about insurance for 45 minutes. Then we fired one round. That's it. It's like, all right, you're properly trained, I guess.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. And now those people don't even think they need it.
Yeah. You need safety.
They don't even need that. They were only taking those because that was the only way you could carry the way you wanted to carry. Now that they don't have, which again, I'm for constitutional carry. I don't think you should have to do all that stuff. My concern is the government mandating that you do it, but I've never been a proponent of not getting training, whether it's required or not. There's a lot of things in life that aren't required for you to do, but people should do them.
It's just like I said, people think, everybody thinks they're better than they actually are. You know what I mean? And I tell people when we start training, I tell them, I will ruin TV and movies for you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'll ruin it for you. You know what I mean? Because you'll just be sitting there going like, what the hell is that?
Right. Yep.
Just like last night at the opera, I thought I was gonna piss my friggin' pants when she said that. He's muzzle sweeping everybody. It's just like, that's my girl. Like my buddy Tommy.
Yeah, that's been
well, I'm pretty good. Yeah, send him a picture of one of the girls' targets. He's like, oh no, I'm not that good. Well, that's how good you need to be. You know what I mean? It's
yeah. I can't.
It's like this.
I can't watch. Oh, I can watch it. I don't. It doesn't ruin the movies for me. It just makes them fun. I like to laugh at people. Yeah, that's not how they work. That's not how guns work. Oh, that guy walked in there and just cocked his shotgun. I'm like, oh, that means he didn't have a round ready to go. Good thing the zombie didn't come out right away.
When the Glock runs empty and they go click 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 click, it's like
yeah. Oh, your gun's empty. Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Out of bullets. And the slide's not locked back. Yeah. Exactly. Yep.
It's just.
That's like trying to watch law or legal TV shows. I actually quit watching legal TV shows 10, 12 years ago because I couldn't take it anymore. The only one I watched was Suits because they at least made it clear that they abandoned any concept of legal and it was more about the other stuff in the show. And the redhead secretary was hot, so I kept watching that show. But your standard shows that try and claim that they're real legal dramas. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't watch movies anymore. I can't.
It's like I love Hawaii Five-0. I love that show. Right, the new one, I love it. Right,
I would say the second one. I was going to ask the first one or the remake. Yeah.
No, the remake. I love the remake. Right.
Yeah, I like it too.
Every show, I'm yelling at the TV, and Bobby's like, "You do this every episode, and it's season 8." I'm like, I can't take the whole Weaver stance, the gun close to the face, coming through the thing. The only one who's even close to knowing what he's doing is what's his name? The captain, the black dude. Whatever.
I watched that show the first couple seasons and I bailed on it. Yeah.
You know what he's doing?
Yeah, he trained pretty good. Yeah.
Who is it? Tremors? What's his name?
Tremors. Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
You never seen Tremors?
Couple minutes.
Holy shit, Mike! You have never seen Tremors?
No, is it good? Obviously, it's good. He wouldn't be
Oh
saying,
my
"Holy
god, you're embarrassing me. I
shit."
didn't know
Sorry,
you were
man,
raised
I
in
don't
Russia.
mean to let you down.
Yeah. Tremors, classic Kevin Bacon movie.
Oh,
I like it.
Underground,
all
the
right.
big worms.
I haven't seen it.
The big worms that are underground,
Oh yeah.
killing everybody.
All
Tremors.
right.
So Nezzy says, I had a lady shoot
Great
hobo's
movie.
underwear. Hobo's underwear.
Hobo's underwear. There's just shit everywhere.
Great movie. Great movie.
All right.
Yeah, I mean,
All right,
occasionally
so
you'll get a
watch it there.
decent movie that knows what they're doing, but it's frustrating.
Like, who's good? Like, was it SEAL Team? Those guys look pretty good.
Got a minute
Yeah,
before
I think the John Wick movies are pretty accurate with the way he reloads. They actually did a thing where they counted and like it was always like 99% of the time it was accurate. It wasn't like he had too many. He just kept shooting and never reloaded. Like somebody did a study once and was like they did it correctly. That you could tell when he would pick up this particular gun and they would count and make sure that it was correct. And he would switch it to this different gun and they would count and make sure that it was correct. So that movie is accurate. The one thing that is not accurate about any of these movies, and we've discussed this before. I was watching the Benghazi movie last night. 13 hours or whatever it is, that 13 hours movie about Benghazi. They're doing the firefightings, and the guy has the scene where he takes out the tampon to stick him in his ears because he doesn't have his earmuffs.
Where do you get the tampons?
I'm thinking, that's pretty freaking accurate because the thing that pisses me off more than anything else about these movies is all these motherfuckers would be deaf. Like you can't, John Wick doesn't have earplugs on, and he just fired a rifle, a shotgun, and a handgun, and killed like 60 people in like a 5-minute period.
Indoors.
That guy's deaf, like in a cave or in a club. Or a restaurant or a hotel or something. It's like the guy would be completely deaf. Or cars. People are always like, Mr. and Mrs. Smith was on the other day, and they're in the minivan, and she's like reaching the gun past his head to shoot the car next to him. I'm like, well, she just blew out both of his fucking eardrums, and now he's bleeding the entire rest of the movie. And they're just like driving on and acting like they're all got suppressors, and even a suppressor would still hurt your ears after 20 shots or whatever. So no, that's the one thing that I'll never get over in these movies is they just shoot guns in cars right next to somebody else. Nobody's ears
right next
are
to somebody's head.
Nobody's bleeding. Nobody's got concussive shock. No shells are hitting people in the eye. I have a case. Side note: I have a case where it's a drive-by shooting, and I'm doing deposition of the guy who's the alleged driver of their car. And he's driving, and he's like, and he says, "Oh, all of a sudden I hear shots ringing out." And I said, "Well, how many other people in the car? Like 5 or 6 people?" He's like, "Well," and I said, "Well, how do you know who was doing the shooting?" He said, "It was the person behind me because I was driving, and all of a sudden, hot shells started hitting the back of the neck and stuck in my shirt." And I was like, "What the fuck's happening back there?" And then I look behind me, and he's shooting a rifle out the window, so I knew it was him. Well, that's an accurate statement because the guy was getting hit in the back of the head with the shells that were coming out of the rifle from the guy in the back seat. And he said they were all fucking deaf because he couldn't hear nothing. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
he was probably in the car then. Like, that's probably correct. But yeah, the John Wick just walking around with perfectly good working ears.
Yeah.
Guns with compensators on them.
Anyway,
So
that's
Nessie
our movie
says-
rant for the night.
What?
Somebody from Manatee County Sheriff's Office who was doing the hobos
yeah.
underwear.
Hey.
Yeah. I don't need to train.
Yeah.
We need to do the.
We need to spin the wheel.
Yep. It's time.
Close it down. I'm hungry now that I've been watching you guys eat that freaking pizza. I haven't had
Do we have stands or we just got?
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
I don't
Not a
know
bad
if we have
idea.
any stands, but
What is it? We're going to give a stand away. See if we got one.
all right, stand and a block.
All right, so we'll do the stand first.
Okay.
So like, don't forget to comment. Don't forget to comment.
Here we go.
Spin it.
Like, comment, share, subscribe, tell all your friends.
I'm gonna put it on.
Oh. There we go. Cat.
Cat.
Awesome.
One more.
Yep. This is for the block.
Yep, this is for the honors block. Geneva.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
Very good.
All right, so do us a favor, like, share, and comment if you haven't. You know, anything you do this week will be on next week's wheel. You know, go over to YouTube, leave a comment about how good the show was or something like that. All right, so we gotta beat up on how we're being shadow banned. Remember that front sight press at one point we were reaching 666,000 people in a 28-day period, and then it just went jump as they shadow banned us, and one after another. I don't know when you're going live. You know, I hit the bell and you know I'm subscribed, and it doesn't tell me when you guys are live. And then we realized what was going on, and now they just beat up on us. So whatever you can do to help us, we appreciate it. So
that's the thing with YouTube too, is the algorithms. What helps the algorithms is the likes and the comments. It's not just the views. If you like and comment, it bumps you up in the algorithms, and then it makes it harder for them to shadow ban your channel or not monetize it or whatever, because they have enough interaction in there that you can fight any sort of claim or anything. So yeah, definitely, if you're gonna, even if you just pop over there, if you're already subscribed, just pop over there. Just make sure you give it a like or do a little comment. Yeah, I like your hat. Good show. See you next week. Whatever, because just any kind of interaction always helps the algorithms for both the YouTubes and the Facebook sites. So yeah,
there you go.
Favorite pizza topping.
What's your
Doesn't
favorite
matter.
pizza topping? Put that in the comments.
There we go.
I can tell you, this pizza from 60th East is awesome. Did you
Really
like
good.
that?
Oh, I loved it. Yeah.
All right, so first,
White pizza.
you people that support us, watch a show, like, share, comment, stuff like that. I want to thank our sponsors once again. Our King sponsor.
On it.
Tried to sneak it by, all right. Johnny Custom Glocks, and let's not forget Smoke Show 3D. Sean Hilton always, hooking us up with these great armor stands. I mean, armor's block and the stands, and wins them all anyways.
Yeah.
It's nice that he lets other people play.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
And musings.
and once again, musings with MGL over on YouTube. Remember, everybody just go over there and leave a comment.
Yeah.
All right, like it and leave a comment so we can get him, past that 1,000, and then he won't be so cranky all the time. That's all I'm saying. So Jeffrey, give me a
It's
call.
on the 10K.
Give me a call after Monday. All right.
Yeah,
Or Monday. Call me Monday.
we're still
All
supposed
right,
to have this
everybody
lunch,
else.
but we got to talk everything.
You got it. All right, everybody else, peace. Thank you very much. See you next Thursday. Oh, except I won't
Happy
be here
St.
next
Patty's
week.
Day. Don't get drunk
Happy
and do
St.
stuff
Patty's
with your
Day.
firearm.